What on earth is happening at Manchester United? I think we brush over it sometimes. I think Manchester United have become the typical not so good team anymore that people have just bored of talking about how bad they are. But look, as an Arsenal fan, I can't get bored about it. I'm here for it and I'm loving every minute. However, I look as a footballing fan and wonder what on earth has happened because Manchester United ruined my childhood growing up, right? I'm 38 years old, and for the best part of the 90s, going to school, coming second place again to Manchester United and Sir Alex Ferguson was not great. Now, in the late 90s, early 2000s, I started to get my own back and win everything, which was fantastic. But there were still times that Manchester United ruined those days as well, knocking us out of FA Cups, beating us in league games. We don't need to go back in history to know that. And then Manchester United went on crazy, crazy runs where they went and won another Champions League, and Sir Alex Ferguson bought out Robin van Persie off of us and won the league. It was tough times, right? In my childhood, my teens, and even my early 20s. But I have no sympathy for how they're feeling as a fan base. But I can tell them this: if it was me, I'd be kicking off. And I want to highlight something I don't think has been highlighted enough: the Glazers. People might laugh at that and go, "You're joking. They've wanted them out for years." Yeah, they have, but I haven't heard Glazers out for a long time because now all the heat's on Ineos, which means for me, the Glazers are laughing. They're sitting back, they've put in a shield, and now everyone wants the shield out. You get them Ineos out, the shield out, the Glazers are still there, people. And this is what I don't quite get about the Manchester United fans. They need to be going for the ownership. The ownership needs to go and be replaced, in my opinion, if Manchester United want to be successful again. Man United are a finished club under what is happening right now in this structure. Now, a lot of people thought, including myself, that maybe things would change and improve when Ineos came in because they were bringing in some footballing men. Wilcox and Ashworth at the time were two footballing men that were highly rated. Barada has done fantastic, did fantastic at Manchester City when they were run fantastically well. But now I'm starting to wonder how great they actually were because they have not been good at Manchester United. Their decision making has been poor. Now, you can look at the Glazers, and I think they're the main problem, and I've mentioned that already in this show. But I will say this: the decision making that they've made has been nothing short of abysmal. Some of the managers that they've been linked with have been pathetic choices, in my opinion. And the decision making of their current manager without a plan has been shambolic. Now, everybody knew Ten Hag wasn't good enough for Manchester United, but a couple of trophies papered over those cracks. And then they gave him another chance each season. Now, really and truly, what they should have done was they should have said, right, thanks for the FA Cup. It's time to go. We're going to replace you and bring in somebody then. But what they did was gave him a summer, said, you have all your players, have all you need, but you are being watched. And putting him on fraud watch after allowing him to spend money in the summer was a huge, huge mistake. Allowing him to bring players in that he wanted for his system and style and then sacking him was a huge mistake. They've wasted those few months. Then they brought in Ruben Amorim, who started around November time, and he's had now 14 months in the job, and he's been poor. Now, what they've done is they've then said, well, you're going to have now the whole of the season having only signed Patrick Dorgu to fit your system, which is a free at the back, completely different system, and you've now got to try and implement that style. And then they've not sacked him when they really should have in time either. And now what it looks like they've done is wasted another year with a complete group of players that are now used to another system. And now they've decided to sack him and they're out of ideas. So now they're looking at what interim manager they should be getting. So they now have Darren Fletcher as their interim manager. They want to try and look to replace the interim with another interim and see how he does, which is probably going to be Carrick or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And then they're going to look to go and get somebody in the summer. And that somebody is probably not going to be a proven manager. It's probably going to be a long-term project again. It wouldn't surprise me if it was somebody like Glasner, Iriola, or maybe even a Gareth Southgate, or dare I say it, Kieran McKenna. Somebody like that is going to come into Manchester United, be told they've got 3 years, be told they're going to give everything, be told they're going to be given transfer windows, and then they're going to go again. It really is nothing short of a shambles. Because if Manchester United add up what they've spent in the time that Sir Alex Ferguson has left, it is unbelievable amounts of money. And they really should have won something more than a handful of cups. Manchester United's money has been wasted. The recruitment has been nothing short of shambolic. We have seen money spent on Onana in goal. We've seen money at the back spent on Eric Bailly and uh, Lindelof and Harry Maguire. More money spent again this summer on Lenny Yoro and some of the other fullbacks they brought in. Their midfield consisted for most of its time as Fred and McTominay. Now, since then, McTominay's gone on to do good things with Napoli, and I never thought he was a bad player. I thought he was a squad player at best, but certainly not the problem. Pogba, massive issue. Bruno Fernandes, great player, done brilliant things, but most of their fans are questioning his long-term future at the club now. How much have they spent on the likes of Jadon Sancho, giving crazy money to De Gea and Rashford and Maguire and all these guys that have got long-term contracts? Up top, their striker, let's be real, has been poor. I can go back years and years to when they had good strikers, good midfielders. No one's got near to them at Manchester United. They've never had a goalkeeper that was anywhere near Peter Schmeichel, but at least De Gea can say he had some good years at Manchester United. Since he's gone, it's been shambolic recruitment in goal. Defensively, when's the last time they had a Vidic and Ferdinand pairing? It's been Chris Smalling and Phil Jones and Harry Maguire and Lindelof and Bailly and all these guys that just ain't nowhere near good enough. And since Keenan Scholes went into retirement, other than Michael Carrick, who have Manchester United had in midfield that you think, wow? I didn't say wow to Pogba. I didn't say wow and still don't to Bruno, Fred, McTominay, the list goes on. Wide players, Beckham, Ronaldo, Giggs. They had some unbelievable players in their time. Who's been there since that? Nani? Is that their best winger? Ashley Young? Like, who's actually been their best wingers? Rashford? Come on, man. Nothing short of a shambles. And then you go to the striker situation. They spent the last few seasons trying to play players up there like Joshua Zirkzee and co. Hoyland. Money completely wasted. £100 million. They may well have spent that on just one striker and got Ollie Watkins or someone in the last couple of years. He scored more than the pair of them. I honestly cannot believe what Man United are doing. And for me right now, if I was a United fan, this is what I would want. I would want the ownership and the board replaced. But I tell you what I'd want more than anything is the recruitment looked at and a manager brought in that is a win now manager. Whether it's Diego Simeone, whether it's Antonio Conte, Luis Enrique, Hansi Flick, it needs to be someone who's going in there that the players go, oh, hang on a minute. Now we really have to respect this one. I didn't look up to Wally or Michael Carrick. I didn't look up to Ralph Rangnick, and I certainly didn't look at the likes of Ten Hag or Ruben Amorim. But now I'm looking. Now I'm listening. This guy's a winner and he knows how to. Antonio Conte has just won the league with Napoli with Billy Gilmore, Scott McTominay, Philip Billing and Lukaku. I think I might need to listen to this man. He walked out of Tottenham after overachieving, getting them top four and said, these guys ain't serious. Somebody like that to come in and you bring in 5 players in the summer, spend your 300 million or whatever it be, and allow him to actually go, there's my spine. They're the 2 players I need in my side that are going to win me the league. And these are the 2 that I need to come in that can give us some backup and kind of quality. And that's what I think with Antonio Conte, he was trying to do at Tottenham. When he got in Kulusevski and he got in Bentancur and he kept Kane and Son happy. That was what I think he was trying to do, but Tottenham just weren't serious. Manchester United need to prove they're serious. And that's what I'd be doing if I was a Man United board member right now. Going and getting somebody like Antonio Conte, giving him the 2 years, because that's all managers get now anyway, right? Roughly, unless you're a Mikel Arteta or Pep or Simeone who has more longer at the club. And that could be the case with one of those managers. And I give him the support that he needs and say, you got 2 years and I want you to win these trophies. I want you to go title race. Because look at the state of the league at the moment. It's not like Man United can't leap from 4th or 5th or 6th to go and compete with 2nd, 3rd or 1st. Because for me right now, that ain't that much. That's 3 wins more. And they would be right up there now talking about, oh, their Champions League. Could they get? I'm not sure. Maybe a couple more signings. They might be able to be ready next season for a title push. That's what I believe a manager like Conte can do. I mean, it's got to be the right recruitment, right? They've got to go and get win now players. There's no point going and buying another Harry Maguire at the back and a Nana in goal. But Manchester United have got some half-decent players. In a 4-3-3, I think they'd be okay. Man United have got potential. Sesko up top, he's potential. He's scoring goals at the moment. Brian Mbeumo is a Premier League proven player who I think, albeit the last couple of months, has dropped off, but had a fairly good season for Manchester United as a start. Cunha's clearly a talented player. I think he's been disappointed, but we've seen what he can do in the Premier League for Wolves. I think Kobe Mainoo's one for the future, and I think he needs to be brought back into midfield. Bruno Fernandes is always going to give you goals and chances. So really and truly, they've got to go into the summer and say, right, I'm happy with my goalkeeper. I'm going to go and buy another centre half that's going to be able to go alongside De Ligt and properly lead these guys forward and use the others as backups. I'm going to go and get a proper midfielder like an Adam Wharton, a Baleba, somebody like that in the middle who's going to be able to dictate, Elliot Anderson, and then go and get what you need as a Bruno type replacement for the future. That's what I think they need to do, first of all. Go and get those players in. See who you're happy with. Out of that 20 to 25 players they've got on the books, I'm going to keep you 10, but you guys are probably going to be loaned, sold and given away on a free. But you 10 are going to be the ones that I'm keeping. You go and buy another 5 or 6 players. You've then got a squad of 16. You go and buy another 5 or 6 players. You've then got a squad of 21, 22. And then you look now and think, right, I've got 2 11s there that I'm happy with. That's what Manchester United need to do. And that doesn't take long if you've got the money like Man United have and you get the recruitment right. But they've got the recruitment wrong on so many levels. So many levels. And right now, I'm here for it. I think it's funny. And I hope it continues. I hope it continues. It is a mess right now. An absolute mess. And if I'm honest with you, it's quite embarrassing. As an Arsenal fan, it's funny. But if I was a United fan, I'd be embarrassed. Absolutely embarrassed. Manchester United are the biggest, or if not the biggest club in England, one of the biggest clubs in the world. And they're going to play 40 games this season. 38 of those are in the Premier League. The other 2 was against Grimsby, which they lost in the Carabao Cup, and Brighton they lost in the FA Cup. One of them they shouldn't be losing because it's away to a team which, let's be real, everyone should be beating. And they lost at home in the FA Cup against the Brighton side that took about 500 fans of them and played a B side, from what I understand. So, yeah, Man United are a mess. I'm here for it. Long may it continue. My thoughts are as follows. The Glazers ain't going anywhere. Ineos are going to try and put this right. Carrick's going to take the job. And by the end of the season, they'll probably go and be linked with a Glasner or an Iriola. And they'll start the cycle again. Manchester United are in serious trouble. And I truly do not believe I'm going to see Manchester United win the league for another decade. You can clip me up if you want. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one, people.